Hey, what's going on, cryptocurrency world? This is Fernando, and this is my YouTube channel, Secrets of the Crypto. Um, so this is my second video. I made a video about a few days ago, and I thought I was gonna be able to do a video every day, but man, did I underestimate just how busy I can get. I own a full-time business, and then I'm also very deep into the cryptocurrency world. I'm currently building an Ethereum rig, and I'll probably post a video about that sometime in the future. And then I swing trade, a lot. And so for those of you that are familiar, it's been a crazy start to the year. I swing trade Tron a lot, which has been doing really well. And I guess I'll get into more of those positions. But anyways, if you know, it's been a crazy week. So I've just been like glued to the screen, looking for opportunities to hop in, and then also making sure I'm hopping out at the most opportune time possible. But it's great to be in the cryptocurrency world right now. So anyways, let me get on topic here. I wanted to talk a little bit about Bitconnect because Bitconnect, other than cloud mining, Bitconnect is probably one of the most common subjects that I get asked or come across sometimes just in forums, usually from newcomers or sometimes from people who are trying to pump the service to me. I've been paying attention to Bitconnect. Is it a scam? Is it legit? These are questions that I get asked a lot, and in my opinion, I'm not going to go outright and say it's a scam because, in my opinion, a scam is something where you put money into it and you get nothing in return, right? Now it could very well turn out to be a scam. It's kind of still in the process, because if Bitconnect closes doors tomorrow and they take everybody's money, it's a scam at that point, right? But I wouldn't necessarily say it's a scam at this point. I would say it's a gimmick at best. It's a gimmick based on a multi-level marketing business model. Me personally, I've never really been a fan of multi-level marketing, and I know there's tons of companies out there and people who have done it and made money, but in my experience with multi-level marketing, unless you're one of the few, like 5% that gets in early enough to benefit from it before it becomes oversaturated, it ends up being a losing proposition. And with Bitconnect, it's a little bit different because you can make, unlike multi-level marketing, right? Like where you literally your only opportunity to make money in multi-level marketing is to bring new people in and essentially build them under your tree. With Bitconnect, that's not necessarily the case. They have like this loan program where you can essentially put $2,000 in and they pay you a daily interest on that, whatever amount. Actually, I don't even think it's $2,000. I think like the minimum you can put in is like $100 or something like that. So very low entry. And they essentially pay you a daily percentage. And supposedly they have a trading bot that takes your money that you're lending them, and they go out in the market and they trade, and then they share those profits evenly amongst everybody who's lending. So Bitconnect's been popular for about a year, and there's without a doubt people who've made money on it. But oh man, there's just so many red flags about it, that unless you are seasoned, right? Unless you're like in knee deep into cryptocurrency like I am, and I'm currently not in Bitconnect, and I'm probably not ever going to be. And if I do, I'll make sure I post a video about it and just share more thoughts on it. I have thought about it, just to kind of just play with it, and because it does seem like it's easy money, but to be frank, like, if I'm gonna put $5,000 or $10,000 into Bitconnect, like every time I come across that situation, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go build another rig, or I'm like, I'm gonna just go put it on this coin, and just let it accumulate over the year. Because if you look at it long term, a lot of the people who are in Bitconnect and put their money in there, unless they were like super early on, that money probably could have went elsewhere. If the research was done properly, probably would have seen better gains, and it would have been a little bit more stable. And I think a lot of the the so-called stableness of Bitconnect just comes out of pure ignorance. You know, I think a lot of people think their investment is safe and that it's cool to just keep dumping money in there and it's always going to pay them out. But man, if you take a step back and look at that whole operation, it's really hard to make an argument that that platform is going to be around. You know, for I mean, I'll be surprised if it's around. This time next year. Quite honestly, I'll be really surprised if it's here 2 years from now. You know, and maybe they'll revamp their whole business model and try to. I know they're coming out with a new ICO, and that's kind of like, all the diehard BitConnect, members, like that's their hope. You know, they're like, oh, we got something new going on, and I see a lot of that too big to fail mentality behind it, and I've seen a lot of obviously, of course, the people who are like knee deep into BitConnect are posting all these videos about like why you shouldn't be concerned and why you should continue to invest in it. And oh man, I'm not going to call out any names, but I saw this video yesterday of this gentleman, putting all his thoughts on is BitConnect going to end? Because I guess Texas put out a cease and desist letter for anybody in Texas that wants to use BitConnect. And in my opinion, I mean, I think it's starting to crumble, and I think it's been starting to crumble, but, of course, that's just my opinion. And if you go around YouTube and you see, obviously, all these videos from people who are pushing it and have been pushing it and are making money off it, they're, in my opinion, I feel like they're stretching, man. Like, there's just so many red flags about that operation. And if you dig deep enough and ask enough questions and just put the money, like get the money out of your head for a minute, because obviously we're all lured into easy money, right? Like that's my issue too, man. Sometimes I get impatient and I want that quick money and that sure money and that easy money, but there's just no such thing as easy money. That's my opinion. Anything you want in life, you got to work for it. And it's the same thing with cryptocurrency. If you want to make money in cryptocurrency, you got to put in your hours. You got to do your studies. You got to learn, if you're mining, you got to learn about the hardware. I mean, there's just so many aspects of it, but, there is work involved, at least from the educational aspect of it. So, is BitConnect a scam? No, not right now, but is it something I would personally recommend? Absolutely not. Like, not unless you've been around a while and you have just some extra money that you just want to toss in there and just see what happens, then cool. Yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm not going to knock that. But, if you're one of those people that's kind of out there pushing it and not calling it for what it is, because me personally, if I was going to push BitConnect at this point in the game, and if I was going to get involved, I would just call it for what it is. I'd be like, don't get involved in this unless you have some throwaway money that you can put in there. And hey, maybe you make some money, maybe you don't, but either way, it's not going to hurt you. But, I see a lot of people that are coming in for the first time and they're just going straight to BitConnect. And I'm like, man, I really feel for those people because, if it implodes and people lose everything, those people are going to be, A, turned off to cryptocurrency, and two, it might be devastating for them financially, That's why I'm a big advocate of having a very diverse portfolio. In my previous video, I mentioned, I have various long positions. I'm very into mining, and I also swing trade, so I have different sources. I'm never all in on one aspect of cryptocurrency, and I advise you to do the same. So if you're watching this and you're just getting started and somebody's trying to push BitConnect, just put a hold on that, because if it's as great as they say it is, it'll be here a year from now. But in the meantime, there's all these other great opportunities that you can get involved in, specifically just establishing a long position. That's my advice to anybody who's looking to get started in cryptocurrency. Instead of putting whatever amount of money you're going to put into BitConnect, just find a coin that you love, and I'll mention a few here. So Ethereum for me is a big time long term position. I currently don't hold any Bitcoin, and I won't get, this video has already gotten super long. So I'll just keep it short and just say, Ethereum is one of my major long positions. I've also recently started establishing a long position with Tron. I have a long position with IOTA. I also have a long position with ETHLend. And I have a long position with a token called Poet, which is Proof of Existence, I believe is what it's called, PO. So those are my long positions. And then on top of that, I swing trade a lot of coins that I believe in, because again, I don't believe in just putting money into things that you think are going to make you money. So when I'm swing trading, I make sure that I'm swing trading coins or tokens that I believe in long term. That way, if I get it wrong and I get stuck and I have to hold it for a few weeks, I know I'm going to eventually get my money back, or make a profit, you know. Whereas if I don't know anything about the coin and it ends up being a crap coin, and you know, I could essentially lose everything on that trade, you know. So again, do your research. If you're thinking about Bitconnect, just put a hold on it. That's my opinion, you know. Look into some other coins, establish some long positions, familiarize yourself with cryptocurrency, even mining. It's a great time to get into mining. You know, there's just so many different aspects you can get into cryptocurrency right now, other than Bitconnect, because like I just don't think it brings any value to the market other than, you know, easy money. You know, but I know, oh, who doesn't want easy money? But you know, there's consequences to that kind of stuff, or that kind of mentality. It'll get you long term, in my opinion. So, anyways, this video has gotten super long. I hope I've brought some value to you in that regard, and I hope you guys have a great Sunday. It's about 5 o'clock here in California, and I'll see you next time.